100% uncompromised quality you can trust in every situation. Seiko, the proud rifle sponsors of the Tweedle Pod. And the ultimate choice of champions since 1526, Beretta, the proud shotgun sponsors of the Tweedle Pod. Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Tweedle Podcast. This week we are joined by arguably the most spoke about shooter in the country over the last week or so following Top Gun, Emma Stacey. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you for having me.
Our absolute pleasure. It was a no-brainer after last week's what went on last week. It was unreal, eh?
Oh, it's crazy. Like the last week, just reflecting on that has been amazing. Just the scale of the whole competition. I still kind of can't believe it happened. I've watched it back a few times and I still kind of can't believe it all played out like that.
I know, absolutely gutted you didn't hit the class close, but we'll come on to that shortly. Emma, take us back to the start. Where did your shooting journey begin?
So I've kind of always been around shooting. My dad shot for England and Great Britain. I think he first made the England team when I was 1. So I was always around it, although I didn't start shooting until much later. So I was sort of 16, 17. My dad had a huge focus on school and education, and so I didn't really start shooting until I went to uni, and that was the first year I ever did was 2016. So since then, it's been pretty full on, and I shoot a lot of sporting and a lot of fit ask. But yeah, so I'm always around it in our family, but I didn't start shooting until I was a bit older. Wow.
So say you've not been shooting that long and shooting at the level you are is impressive again. So what is your main discipline that you shoot?
So I'm sporting and fit ask together. I've kind of flitted between the two in terms of my main one over the last 10 years. Me and fit ask have had a bit of a love-hate affair. Sometimes I love it, and probably my best scores and my best results have come through that. It was the first championship I ever won in the first year I started shooting. But sometimes the gun mounts caught me out and I've been really bad. So I've been much more consistent with sporting, but fit ask is my favourite.
Yeah, and you're just getting ready to go to Eurocash, I believe, for fit ask?
Yep, so we're going to Eurocash this weekend or next weekend, and then on to the World Fit Ask a couple of weeks after that. So got some big competitions lined up for the next month.
So it's fair to say you use up all your holidays at work to come shooting?
Pretty much, yeah. My boss is really good, to be fair, but basically all my holidays are for shooting.
Yeah.
We get to the end of the year and my dad wants to do some sort of like family thing, and I'm like, sorry, I've got no holiday left. We've used it all on shooting.
And talking about work, I've literally just learned that you have a fairly important role within the F1 world.
Yeah, well, Formula E. So, yeah, I'm head of program operations for Jaguar Racing's Formula E team. So that keeps me super, super busy. And my whole life basically is just competitive sport. I'm either there at work and racing or shooting. They were in China this morning racing. So I was up early this morning to watch the race to then come here this afternoon. So, yeah, it keeps me busy, but I love it.
It's amazing. And what else, like people that might be interested in that, head of program operations for Formula E. What does that involve for you as a daily?
See, it kind of covers everything non-technical. So it's project management, planning, finance, cost cap, procurement, all of those sorts of things. So the cost cap for me at the moment is a really big part of my job. There's a lot of strategy involved in that and how we manage that, and we try and optimize our race performance based on where and how we can spend money. So that's the big part of my day. Other than that, it's a lot of people management and keeping everyone happy and keeping everyone calm and trying to solve problems before they become problems. I'm basically a professional problem solver. It's really kind of how it goes.
It's amazing. Like, what an unbelievable job role that is for a shooter. Like,
it's awesome. Yeah, I love it. I really love it.
And you just got back from Monaco, you said, so you obviously get to travel with that as well.
Yeah, this bit of the year is always crazy because I was in Madrid, then we went to Italy for the Europeans, then I came back and went to Monaco. Then obviously we were here last weekend, then we're going to France and to Portugal again. So it's crazy, but it's kind of the perfect balance for me.
100%. And so obviously the elephant in the room last weekend was unbelievable. For us as a team, as Eton Hall, as a bit of a celebration and a spectacle, but it was made extra special by your performance in the super final. How did you digest all that on Monday after what went on? And for those that didn't know, let's just maybe talk them through it. So Emma actually won A-class, which in itself is an unbelievable achievement. We're still diagnosing all the data, but I don't actually know how many shooters shot in A-class throughout the week, but it's a lot.
Big class, yeah.
A lot of people. I'm guessing 400-500 at least in A-class. So you won A-class, which in its own right is an unbelievable achievement. You spanked me and I'm in A-class, so congratulations. And then obviously you went through to the A-class shoot-off, won that, then into the super final, and you took Thomas Jerry all the way to the last pair. And as a commentator, it was the hardest thing in the world not to be cheering you on because I had to remain impartial, but yeah, it was awesome.
I honestly don't know where to start with kind of digesting it. I've rewatched it like 5 or 6 times because just trying to understand it. And there's so much that you kind of don't realise when you're in the moment. And like the crowd, I didn't understand how loud the crowd were. I was so focused in the moment, which is quite rare for me because I normally get distracted by everything. That I kind of I know I didn't realise how loudly they were cheering, and it was so amazing to listen to that back. And also Phil and Mark on the comms, they were super kind to me, and they were really hyping me up, which was really good for me to listen back to be honest, and for my confidence and my shooting performance going forward. So yeah, all the way to the last pair. It's a very, very expensive deal to miss, but I have thought a few times like what would have happened if I hit it. But having said that, I think I'm probably the happiest person to have not won 40 grand that ever exists, because I was over the moon like with that performance. And I never really thought you always know it's possible if everything goes well, but to actually get there and get all the way to the last pair, especially halfway through, I was 11 points down on Tamas, and Tamas is one of the best shooters in the world.
Yeah, literally,
So to kind of claw it all the way back to equal with on the last pair, I was super happy with that.
Yeah, so Tamas went 5 and 6 the whole way through. I think he missed 6 twice, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like the Iceman. I asked him how he was feeling. He just went 5-6.
5-6.
5-6. And it paid off. Like, he just stuck with that figure from the get-go and shot them 2 traps and didn't even change his mind. You were umming and ahhing. I think we got to the second or third cage, and I was like, Emma, time for a mix-up maybe? And you were like, I'm thinking about it. And you could see you were working out the board and where you were going to be. But to get to the last pair, and you obviously chose to go for 6 and 8.
Yeah.
Very, very sadly missed the 8, shot the 6. But in that moment, obviously afterwards, you said, look, I wasn't going to beat Tamas in the shoot-off, so fuck it, is what you said.
Yeah, that was exactly what I said. I was like, oh God, maybe I shouldn't have sworn on the live stream.
No, you should. It made it even better.
Oh, well.
But how many times have you thought about that since?
A few, and I have thought, though, if I went for 5-6 and missed one of them, because see, the pressure in that moment is huge, and you go for 5-6, you are going for the safe bet, so you have to absolutely kill 5-6.
Yeah.
I think there's always a chance. There's a hard clays, right? And I missed one of each and a couple 6s throughout the whole thing. There was definitely a chance you miss one just because it's a hard clay, let alone because of the event. So if I could do it again, I wouldn't change what I did.
Then you'd be even more gutted, wouldn't you, if you missed 5 and 6?
And then it looks like you bottled it, whereas I don't feel like I bottled it. I don't think I missed it because I got nervous or tight. I just missed it. And it's a really tough clay, that kill. And I killed it 3 times in a row then. So as I kind of saying to you before, when I watched it back, I didn't really realise how quickly I was hitting it. The very first one I did, it was like cage 3, as you said. I went 7-8, and I was behind. I'd missed a 5, I'd missed a 6, and I was 11 points behind Tamas. And I was thinking in my head, I can keep going 5-6. And on the comms, that's kind of what Phil and Mark were saying, is maybe she should have stuck 5-6. But you're relying on Tamas to make not 1, not 2, but at least 2, maybe even 3 mistakes on targets that he was in that last final as well, the AAA final, so he's had the rhythm of,
and he didn't look like he was going to miss,
not at all. And I think put some respect on Tamas's name. He's an incredible shooter. The chances of him missing that were very, very slim, so you kind of had nothing to lose to think, okay, let's mix this up a little bit. And I went for 7-8. Maybe I should have gone for 6 and 8, but I really like a big looper. I was a bit surprised. I couldn't believe it when I missed it, to be honest. I was like, oh no. And I was like, oh no, better hit this teal. And I shot it so quickly and actually milled it. And I was like, oh, okay, that's the way to go now, 6 and 8. I kept going 5-6 in the report pairs because I didn't like the transition of going from the 6, like all the way down to the 8. I kind of thought you could muck that up on the timing. And I wasn't really sure if I could go 8 and 6. So I was like, okay, let's just go 5 and 6 and keep going that. And for the sim pairs, go 6 and 8. And it brought me all the way back to tied.
Literally. And you, in the A-class shoot-off, you found a really good rhythm on 5 and 6. Yeah. What was the pressure like between the A-class shoot-off and the super final shoot-off? Like, was it the same nerve, same pressure, or was it times 10?
It was different. I think I found such a good rhythm and confidence throughout the day. I mean, for me, when I straighted the skeet for my first layout, and people have laughed when I said this because, sporting shooters, they kind of think you should shoot a 25 or certainly a 24 on skeet. I'm terrible at skeet. I don't really have the concentration or the gun control for it. So when I got through the skeet straight, I was like, okay, today's going to be a good day. And I kind of just rode that confidence all the way through to it. So first job obviously is to qualify for the final. Was super pleased to have done that, to get to the A-class final. And from there, I felt like a real sense of calm, actually, of, okay, I can do this. I I guess a bit lucky in terms of other A-class shooters, because I've shot a lot for England and for Great Britain, and I've done a couple of the Yanks versus Brits shoot-offs. Yeah. I've had a bit of experience of shooting in those, not super finals, but that kind of event where you're shooting off head-to-head with people with a bit of a crowd, and that's not always that common that A-class shooters have had that experience.
No.
I was lucky that I'd had that experience.
And I suppose as well at that point, when you've got into that A-class final, you've already got some money in your back burner.
Exactly.
Like you've already at least won £1,000.
Exactly.
So you're almost nothing to lose.
Exactly that.
And then you then go on to the A-class, you win that. Then you've £5,000.
Exactly.
So going into super final, like...
For me, it just settled me, and I thought, do you know what? Whatever happens from the A-class final, I've had a really great day.
Yeah.
Those are the sorts of clays I love, like a big crosser. I really like that. That's actually one of my more comfortable areas because I kind of see it, just chuck a big lead on it, and I'm quite confident doing that.
Yeah.
So I got through that rhythm and then got to the super final, and at that point there really was nothing to lose because at least in the A-class final, if you finished second or if you finished fourth, it did make a difference to how much money you won. But in the super final, let's be honest, everyone was expecting Tamas to win that. You expect the AAA shooter just because of nothing else, their experience, their skill set, but their control and their experience of shooting in those super finals to be the favourite. So there's literally nothing to lose here. So let's go and have some fun, enjoy what we're doing and have a good day and see where we end up at the end.
Yeah. I suppose what was great for us was not only the spectacle that you put on for everyone, but also the fact that the format and the handicap system, I know probably didn't mean a lot at the time, but it just showed that an A-class shooter and yourself could have literally won it on the last pair.
100%.
And it's because you shot unbelievably, but it's still an amazing story that the format worked.
100%.
And that for us was a massive relief. Like I couldn't believe it because we've talked about the format for literally months and months and meeting after meeting after meeting in this very room and going over different ideas of how we can make it happen. But for that to happen in the way it happened for us was the perfect storm.
Yeah.
Gutted you didn't like. The even better perfect storm would be that you were receiving £40,000 or £45,000 from us, but
imagine.
Yeah.
And
no,
also,
it's amazing.
To be fair to the C-class shooter, Lee, he shot phenomenally to start with.
Yeah.
Because that's actually part of my thought process when I was in stand 3 and I mixed it up to go 7-8, is Lee was shooting super well.
Yeah.
I think he'd maybe even straighted the first peg or only missed a couple.
First 3 pairs he straighted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think I was maybe like 3rd or 4th and I was like, we've got to do something different now because he's got that handicap and he's shooting really well.
Yeah.
That was what I thought was good about the handicap system is it didn't allow you to shoot badly and be pushed up when you shouldn't be. But if you shot well in all of your classes, it gave you that bit of an edge, which is where it worked well. Where handicaps don't work is when
they've got a massive, ridiculous...
It's almost impossible for a AAA to win because the handicap given to the classes is so significant. So I thought that's what you guys did really well and where that balance was well struck.
Yeah, no, 100%. And again, just dead happy that paid off. And Lee, I'm not sure if you should be in C-class, by the way, if you're listening.
Agreed. I thought everybody shot really well. Dan as well.
I know, yeah.
Super impressive.
Again, like, for that to be in that situation, I was in a shoot-off for C-class sport trap at the British Open here last year.
Sounds like your sound.
I was a wobbling mess. I didn't even hit a clay. I literally didn't hit clay. What did I, Charlie? It was embarrassing. Lots of people like to remind me of it. But it was because there was probably 50 people in layout C.
Yeah.
And it's pressure. I don't care who you are. And I was going to win a piece of paper saying I've won C-class and a bronze medal or copper probably. Never mind 45 grand. So do you know what I mean? Like,
I do.
People, it's great to watch, but people need to understand how people are feeling in that moment. And
100%.
Yeah, you looked as cool as a cucumber, so fair play.
Do you know, I felt it and then probably about an hour afterwards, I really came down, the adrenaline come down. And I was like, oh my God, I'm exhausted now just from the concentration and just from the adrenaline that kept me going. But I honestly, I loved every single second of it. I loved the way you interacted with people and I just loved every single second of, actually to be fair, the whole competition.
Yeah.
It really felt like an amazing event. And for me, I've kind of got to the point in my shooting where that's what really inspires me to have a good performance is when you turn up at a championship or a massive event like this and you think, this is really something, like it's going to really mean something if I do well here and I shoot well and win something. And obviously amazing that the prizes were so phenomenal that there really was something to win as well.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, it's your hobby and you want to go and have fun. So why not make it a fun competition where...
Exactly.
And the atmosphere, like that was another thing for us. We spoke for months about how we were going to make it an event rather than just a competition.
Yeah.
And we didn't really know how. Obviously, we'd pulled out all the stops and done what we could here and there. But I think it was just made an event because of the atmosphere.
Yes.
And there was just a great buzz around the whole ground for the whole week.
Yeah, there really was.
What days did you shoot?
I shot the first weekend, actually. So I was one of the first people here. And
that was a great buzz that weekend.
Exactly. Even literally right from the start, there was a real buzz around the place.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe just how many people there were. When I turned up, and I think I was shooting at like 12, so I probably got here at 10:30, and I was already parked all the way right down the end, basically by stand one of the Parazzi layout. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, because your car park's huge. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you've got a tiny car park outside the front of the clubhouse.
No.
Yeah, I was amazed how many people were here. And yeah, literally from the first day, the buzz was really here. And then I came and shot the Sport Trap the next weekend, the Saturday.
Right.
And yeah, it is even more amplified by then.
Yeah, it was crazy that day.
It was.
Yeah, I had the exact same adrenaline dump as you did. I didn't realise how long we'd been live for when we were streaming. It was nearly 3 hours.
Yeah.
And it felt like to me like 10 minutes, but afterwards that night, I bet I didn't actually come down from the adrenaline until about 5 a.m. Monday morning. I was absolutely gazumped by it, but yeah, it was an amazing week. And I think as well, like the marketing, the way we did it, and
100%
just helps as well. I think that's why it helps you guys, and it feels like it will mean something massive because you're a part of this thing that everyone's talking about at the end of the day.
Exactly that. You know, when you shoot really well in a competition, okay, you can win a title and that's great, but if you're in a shed in the middle of nowhere and there's no media around it, there's no real buzz or feel, it's still great you won a title, but it doesn't have the same event feel, and the magnitude of what you've achieved doesn't maybe sink in the same. Whereas here, and obviously with the setup you've got with the kind of arena where we did the super final, it really feels like a massive event, and you actually think, wow, this is actually bigger than just sometimes our tiny little world of shooting, because it's its own world. And to have kind of an event that really recognised that and really showcase some of the best of British talent was really awesome. Well, and I say British talent, actually like European talent.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I was super impressed with, is obviously Tamas came over, but also Andras from Hungary, as a lot of the French top shooters came over as well. And for you guys in the first year to be attracting that sort of talent is really cool. Yeah,
we had 3 people fly over from New Zealand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to compete.
That is commitment.
Cool from Australia, loads of Irish, loads of Scottish. Yeah. So yeah, no, it was honestly amazing for us as well. So, but yeah, it was just great to have you a part of it and do what you did. So, what's next for Emma Stacey in the shooting world?
Rest of this year, as I say, we're going to Eurocash next weekend. I've actually never been, so I'm excited for that because I hear that's some big hard targets, which I enjoy. And then we're going to the World Fit Tusk, and then kind of tail out towards the end of this year. Start again for next year. But
and what's the goal?
Good question. For me, I still want to win a World Sporting or a World Fit Tusk. I won the World Sport Trap last year in ladies, which is great, but isn't the same as winning a Fit Tusk or a Sporting. So for me, that's the big thing that I haven't done yet, that I really believe I can do and I want to do. And I've been close a few times. I was second, I think, in 21 in the World Sporting. I was third in America in 2019. I've been in the top 5 for like the last 4 or 5 events. So I know I can do it. It's just putting it all together. So for me, that's the big next challenge.
Yeah.
Winning the British was a big one, but I won that last year. Won it here, actually. So finals days here have been very kind to me. So I won the British Open Sporting and Sport Trap last year when they were here. And so, yeah, it was 2
in A class?
No, in ladies.
In ladies, yeah.
Second in A class in the British, behind Steve Williams. And I always, every time I see him, I'm like, oh, there's the World Championship sandbagger. Because, multi-world champion Steve Williams won loads of Fit Tusk stuff. He's amazing. And I was like, what are you doing in A class? But yeah.
Yeah, fair play. Well, listen, I hope you reach them goals for sure. It'd be great to see it happen. And for those wondering, we are going live for Top Gun 2027 at the end of this coming week. So stay tuned for that. Those people that supported us in year 1 will get first access because it's only right. And then, will you be booking on?
100%. I'll probably be the first person on your booking sheet, to be fair, because I'll see it and I'll be so keen. I'm like, booked. I can't, for those that weren't here, I can't express enough actually just how amazing the event was. And especially in a world where, it's not like it was backed onto a world. So you didn't have the inherent title of like, you're going to be world champion if you win. No. This event felt just as big, if not bigger, to be honest, definitely bigger than the worlds have and Europeans have. And I think, especially because you had the super final or the final, I guess, for every class.
Yeah.
It really made it the case that everybody could very easily have the experience of that super final sort of environment, which is very rare, actually. We're used to seeing a super final at like a World Championships, and it's the top 6 overall, and there's probably 20 people that have done that a bunch of times, and no one else ever has. So
that was massive for us because at the end of the day, treble A shooters get to do super finals all the time. But when you look at entries, C class is the bulk of the people, B class is the bulk, and why shouldn't they be able to have a chance at winning one, massive money, and two, experience what we put on? And so that was another big thing for us as well.
That was awesome. That worked really well, I think, and I think it was really good. Also, to give people an understanding of what it feels like to be in that situation. So the next time they see, if it's just a triple A one or like a championship super final, they can relate a little bit, thinking, God, I know what that pressure feels like. And, it's quite easy when you just watch and you don't. Do you know what I mean? Oh, they've missed that. I can't believe they've missed that. But to be in those situations... Yeah,
you literally can't comment on it until you've been there.
You really can't.
Yeah.
It's a completely different world, but I loved every second of it.
Yeah. What would you say to those people, Emma, just need you to back me up here, what would you say to those people that were like, as if he's asking them how they're feeling while they're in the cage? Because those of you that are commenting that, please, just give, you know what I mean? I like a focus on the negatives when we get bad press, and it's really griped me this week because it's our format, our competition. We will do what we want.
I actually loved it, and I actually think it made what the event what it was, because it's just another challenge at the end of the day for shooters to deal with. And you tried quite hard to get Tamas to speak to you.
I tried to get everyone to speak to me. Richard Folds didn't even nominate one clay. I was like, Richard, come on.
But Tamas, how are you feeling? 5'6"? 5'6"? So the shooters had the ability, if they didn't want to engage, to just go 5'6".
Yeah.
And they wouldn't. But I think it really made the event what it was. And we've got to be real about what we're doing here. This is a sport. We're trying to get people into it, and bringing people closer to shooters and how they're feeling in that moment is a big way we do that. I mean, it's not dissimilar to what they do in other sports. I think like Formula 1, for example, they're always speaking to drivers on the grid, and they're just about to get into massive situations. So I loved it, and actually for me, it brought really positive energy to the panel.
We had some friends from the local village that aren't shooters like at all. A lot of them actually came and watched. And a couple of them rang me yesterday, just on the chance, rang me within 10 minutes of each other, asking how do I get a shotgun certificate. He's like, mate,
amazing.
I just want to get into it. Yeah. Some of them said as well, next time I see you, I need a discount code for Tweedle because they want to start buying tickets to win, because they need guns because they absolutely loved it, which is what it's all about.
100%.
Creating it, making it a spectator sport, because it can be quite boring to watch. Yeah. But if you make it a bit of fun,
exactly,
that's what it's all about. Yeah. So,
and I thought it really made it. To be honest, you speaking to people, and I think fundamentally people have got to be able to deal with that. Do you know what I mean?
You want to win 40 grand.
I was gonna say it shouldn't be easy to win 40 grand. So it's an amazing prize, and I actually really enjoyed it. I tried to speak to you a little bit.
Yeah, you did. I didn't want to put you off too much though.
No, I don't mind at all. Yeah, I loved it.
No, mega. Well, Emma, thank you very much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
And hopefully we see you in the super final next year.
Fingers crossed.
Lifting 45,000 quid in that trophy.
If the 8s are teal again and I make it that far, it's dying. There's no universe where I miss that again.
Amazing. Emma, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And we really, really appreciate it. And you were an absolute superstar last weekend. So
thank you, and thank you to the whole
good luck in Eurocash and whatever else you've got going on. And hopefully Formula E is successful as well.
Yeah, me too. We're leading the championships at the moment, so I'm trying to win 2 world championships together.
There we go. Emma, Stacey, everybody, one last time.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe. More podcasts coming very shortly. We'll see you on the next one.